Welcome back, boys and girls, to another episode with LackLuster Gaming. My name is Dale, and this is the show for those who love to game, but know they're mediocre at best. I have been up all night because at midnight, the double Elixir challenge began. I wanted to make sure I could test out as many decks as possible before reporting in with you. That way you don't have to waste your time and money. So let's get into it! So the first deck that I tried was the cheapest deck in the game at 1.7 Elixir, and as you can see, it was a lot of fun. There's always something to play, but it's extremely difficult to pull out a win with this deck, so ruling it out. The next one, the most expensive deck in the game. Now we're talking. This deck was a lot of fun, massive tanks the entire time, plus the Barbarian Hut, which is making a huge comeback in the game. Easy 3 crown wins, back to back. So give it a shot, let me know what you think. The next one, all legendaries. If you don't have them, let me know. I'll bless your chests or do whatever everybody else says, and we'll get you some legendaries. But it was also another fairly easy one to pull out a 3 crown win. Now, for the next one, all spells. I originally thought, you know, this is going to be really easy. I'm just going to put on a bunch of defensive towers and just do direct damage spells the entire time, and it sucked. It just sucked so bad. There was no way to pull this off correctly, and I tried multiple times and was unable even once to win with this deck anyway. Let me know if you got a variation that might work. So, the next one is a lot of fun, and I like to use this one on the ladder, but the Graveyard Freeze deck, and I haven't made a video on it, but don't worry, it will be coming soon. We'll be featuring Surgical Goblin. I believe it's his deck, and he'll explain it to you, but give that one a try. The next one is a Rocket Mirror deck, or a Mirrored Rocket deck, and this one was great. It's a real big troll deck, and it's a lot of fun. You gotta try it. If you haven't tried it, do it, because it'll definitely get you up there. The next one was all skeletons. I figured, why not, since we're already going this far into it, and it was actually pretty good. Very weak towards air, because there's not anything that targets air in the skeleton armies, but still a decent deck. That's about it. But the all-girl deck, now this one was definitely a lot of fun. Easy to defend with, and yes, Sparky is a girl, and the Tombstone, I understand, is, you know, no gender, but look at that. Opponent left the match, 3 crown win. Pretty good. And for the finale, well, not the finale quite yet, but this one was the spam huts, and this was one of the, I'm sure you've had the same ideas, all of these, but the spam huts, they actually didn't do too bad, because there's a lot of defensive qualities and 3 crown wins. So, all of that being said, they all kind of suck and won't get you to a 12 crown, or a 12 and 0, 12 and 2, whatever you need to get that 12. It's not going to get you there. So, put together a deck that will. Molt would call it disgusting. 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 It's a dirty, dirty deck. So the deck that I've chosen for you guys is an Expo deck. Now, let me know in the comment section below if you try this deck and what you get out of it. Now, personally, I almost made it to 12, but I know some of you guys are better than I am, and you can pull this thing all the way up there. So I need you guys to do it, and send me some screenshots of your 12 and 0, 12 and 1, 12 and 2 victories using this deck. Send it to me on Twitter or on Facebook. The link's in the description box below. You can follow me, like my Facebook page to get, you know, special offers and stuff like that, and also on Twitter, because I always announce the tournaments and the passwords there. So, make sure you're following me there, but look at that. This Siege deck is just insane. I believe this was the first match, which in the Grand Challenge, Classic Challenge, and these special challenges are always your easier matches when, you know, the first 3 to 4 matches. But I 3 crowned right off the bat. The opponent left the match right after I got the first tower. He didn't even want to try it anymore because it was so devastating. But it didn't stop there. I kept trolling with this siege deck on and on and on to the break of dawn, and it literally, because I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning to do all this for you guys, but it just kept going, and I kept going. I got all the way up to 10 and 2, and then I failed out. But 2 more victories, and I would have gotten it all the way, and I am just locked in for time for today, and if I would have kept going, wouldn't have been able to get you this amazing content. So, had to get it out for you. So, put this deck together, and if you watched yesterday's video, Hog Cycle 4.0, it's a Hog Cycle that is back in the meta, at least on the ladder. Number 7, HW from Nova USA, is using the deck that I presented. You can find that video right up there in the corner, but it's a variation of that deck, and basically what I did is I took out the Hog, and I took something else out, I don't even remember what, but I included the crossbow. That's what we did. Made it super easy. And look at this. I mean, there's something in the deck to defend against everything. I mean, it worked great against Golem decks, Lava Hound decks, Royal Giant decks. All of those get wiped away fairly easily with this deck, especially because we're in double Elixir, and most of the cards in the deck are fairly cheap. So, you're never looking for a play. There's always one right there available to you, so it's really simple to defend your base and prevent yourself from taking on too much damage as long as you play it smart. Now, it is it's not like one of those decks it's like a guaranteed win. There's no guaranteed win decks, obviously, but this deck definitely has potential to let even mediocre players like us pull out 12. Who knows? Maybe I'll do it. We got 2.5 more days, guys, of double Elixir challenge to pull it out, and I'm gonna do it. And when I do, I'm gonna present it to you. Whether it's this deck or something else, I'll at least show you the final match. So, so look at that. We're basically tied at this point, but I keep and what I like to do. What's so great about it is. Or what you want to do. What am I trying to say here? What I like to do with the siege deck is to make sure that I'm going against the opposite lane, because it forces my opponent to expend a ton of elixir, because expos are extremely hard to defend against. So you have to put out a lot of stuff onto it, unless you got the lightning spell in your bank or a rocket. It's really difficult to defend against, and it takes a ton of elixir. So if they're trying to push the other lane, they can't defend the expo. But if they're trying to defend the expo, they can't push the other lane. So you usually gain the upper hand in that type of a situation, resulting you in usually a 1 or 2 crown win. And every now and then an opponent quits and you get 3. It's just like that. We're going to move on into our third match, and it's a good one. You got to pay attention to this one. But before we get into it, I want to make sure that we discuss something. I give out a $10 gift card once a week for those who subscribe, like my Facebook, join my Twitter, stay active on the channel, things like that. And I think it's fairly generous. I don't have to do that. Simon I think it is, I'm not exactly sure if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, was the winner. And I emailed him at the contact information that he provided. Now, granted, that's the only contact information he provided, and I also announced it in yesterday's video. I gave him 24 hours to respond. However, he never did. And I said, if you don't respond, it's going to somebody else. So, today that gift card's going to Adam Jeter. He was the first one to find the hidden hashtag. I know it wasn't very hidden yesterday, but he was the first one to respond, so it's going to him, okay? That's just how it's going to be. Now, if you respond to stuff like this, well, then I'm definitely not going to give it to you. Like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just try to explain like, hey, I was extremely busy, blah, 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 and I might have actually picked 2 winners. Just a word of advice for you guys out there. Don't be a douche. All right. So check it out. We've got this expo, and look at this. I like the ice golem in front of it because typically what you see with the expo is people try to counter it with the Skarmy, and the ice golem, they'll all attack it, surround it, get around him, and then he pops, and all those skeletons are gone, leaving your crossbow untouched. So definitely a little tiny trick. That's why that one is there. So I like to put the ice golem in the back, push it forward, then drop the archers behind it so it provides protection for the archers, and then once they get to the bridge, drop that X-bow, it all protects it, and then at some point you're either going to have your log or your mega minion, or both, if you're in double elixir, all the time double elixir, to also help defend, and then you've got another big push coming, so they got to defend that push after the crossbow dies, which brings you right to your next crossbow. That's how this deck was meant to work. So give it a shot. Let me know how it works for you in the comment section below. And today's new contest starts, or this week's new contest starts today. That's what we're trying to say. We're a little bit backwards, but hey, it's all right. Go down in the comment description box, and that's where you'll find the link where you can sub to the channel and do all the fun stuff and get entries into the contest. This one's going to be kind of a short one. We are going to draw and announce the winner on Tuesday, okay? Now, we have, what is it? 56 hours left, I think. By the time this video is out, we'll have 56 hours until the 2 Elixir challenge is over. So what I want you guys to do is record footage of your 12-0 wins or anything like that and send them to me on Twitter. And if you have a deck that is working really well for you, let me know down below. I'll see you guys later. Your shit. Dick.